Good day, everyone. So, welcome back to our pre-recorded problem solving session. So, this will be a part three for Physics PT1 problem solving session. So, we are now going to consider some problems involving latent heat and first law of thermodynamics. So, we have this question here. This problem goes like 50 grams of copper calorimeter that contains 250 grams of water at 20 degrees Celsius. How much steam must be condensed into the water if the final temperature of the system is to reach 50 degrees Celsius? So I have managed to draw some schematics here. No? So basically, we have here our initial system. So we have the combination of water and a copper. Initially, they are at temperature to 20 degrees Celsius. So the question is, what will be the amount of steam? So we have here the steam. No? So this steam, okay, remember this is a steam, so it's in gaseous state. No, it's still, I don't know, gaseous state, but the temperature is still at 100 degrees Celsius. The question here is that how many amount of this steam we must convert or to condense into water in such a way that if we are going to mix these substances, the final temperature T sub F must be equal to 50 degrees Celsius. After converting this steam and imix natin ito sa ating initial system, so they will reach 50 degrees Celsius. Okay? So first and foremost, and of course, we need to identify what are the quantities of heat involved during this process. Okay? So initially, our initial system must contains water as well as the copper, so they are initially at 20 degrees Celsius. So first is that we need the amount of heat that is required to increase the temperature of our initial system. No, so this one until they reach this until they reach 50 degrees Celsius. So first we have here the let's say the amount of heat. I will use another color na lang. Okay. So the amount of heat for the let's say copper. So this copper, this is the amount of heat to raise the temperature from 20 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius, as well as also the heat for the water that is required to. Again, the water natin dito. This is the water needed. This will be the water needed for it to increase temperature from 20 degrees Celsius to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so this is our initial state. Okay, so in order to raise this, and of course there must be some sort of conservation of energy. No, so kasi dapat meron silang source of heat. No, so that is why you have here this quantity here, which is just equal to the let's call this the let's say the energy that will be transferred into this initial system will be coming from the heat loss from the steam. Okay, so we have here from the steam, ano pa, plus, and of course, uh, this steam natin dito, this is the amount of heat required for the steam to convert it into the liquid state. So basically, this is just the latent heat of evaporation. But in this case, it's not evaporation, but rather condensation. Okay? So take note of that. So dito, this is the required due for the condensation. Kasi gagawin nating liquid itong steam. Okay? And after that, after the condensation, and of course, it will become water. So dapat paliitin natin yung temperature. So from 100 degrees Celsius, after conversion of from water, magiging water pa rin yan. But of course, we need to reduce the temperature. And we also need right here the amount of heat required for, let's say, uh, from water, H2O, wait lang, para hindi masyadong nakakalito siguro, no? So, again, this is condensation. So, I will erase this. Okay? So, itong steam, that is steam to water. Okay? Remember, itong water dito, magkaiba yan kasi itong steam to water, ito yung water galing sa steam. Okay? Tapos, meron din yung additional dito na let's use another color para ma-distinguish natin. Let's go use this blue. Okay? So this blue here, this is the amount of water. Again, this is still the water still coming from after condensing the steam into water. So this is still the water Okay, so itong water natin dito coming from the steam, we need to reduce its temperature to 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so let's write down the quantities. Dito, remember, they must obtain some sort of equilibrium temperature. Okay, so dito, basically, we can write this in terms of we have the mass of the copper, specific heat of the copper, plus the mass of the initially yung water natin na H2O, tapos specific heat of the H2O. Okay? So we have this delta T. So yung delta T natin dito, remember, yung final temperature, they must reach final temperature 50 degrees Celsius minus the initial kasi initially ang initial temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. So this must be equal to negative. Okay. Itong negative natin dito, at again, remember, kasi ito yung magbibigay ng heat dito sa system natin sa other side of the equation. No? So we have here, remember, so this is condensation. So if you can recall our previous discussion, no? So we have the different we have two signs for the latent heat evaporation. Evaporation, ibig sabihin from water to steam, so that will be positive. But if it's the other way around, from steam to water, it will become negative. So you have negative. Okay, that's why meron tayong negative dito. Mass of, let's call it S. This S represents steam. Okay, so mass of the steam that is needed to condensate from gaseous to liquid. And of course, you have the latent heat of evaporation, LV. Plus, and of course, itong additional heat natin dito will be the amount of the steam converted into the water. And of course, ang gagamitin natin dito na specific heat capacity is still the specific heat capacity of the water. However, the mass is coming from the steam. Okay? So, the temperature natin, temperature change will be galing siya sa, I mean, galing sa 100 degrees, ibababa natin into 50 degrees Celsius. Yung final temperature, 50 degrees Celsius minus 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, so we have this equation natin. So anong yung gusto natin isolve dito? So basically, ang isolve natin will be this M sub S. Kasi ang hinahanap natin dito is how much steam. So we need to isolate this. So we have negative M sub S. Okay, so we have LV plus CH2O. Then, of course, so itong ano natin dito, so this is magiging negative na yan. No? So I will erase this one. Okay. That is why magiging negative na to kasi negative 50 degrees Celsius lang. So multiplied by 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, I forgot. Meron pa rin negative dito. Okay. So we have negative dito sa labas. We have other negative. No, so that is why if you are going to distribute this negative, so magiging positive ito, magiging positive, magiging positive. So therefore, I arranging the mass required, I mean the amount of steam required to be condensed in order to make this final temperature is just equal to, by after rearranging, so we have mass of the copper, specific heat capacity of the copper, plus the mass of the water. Again, ito water dito, galing yan sa ano, yung initial system natin, CH2O. 50 minus 20 is just 30 degrees Celsius all over ito sa baba. We have this L sub V plus the specific heat capacity of the water. Then we have 50 degrees Celsius. Okay? So just direct plug in na lang natin. So what's the mass of the copper? So the mass of the copper is 50 grams. Again, i-convert natin into kilograms. So this will become 0.05 kilogram. The specific heat capacity of the copper. So the specific heat capacity of the copper is we have 387 joules per kilogram degree Celsius, plus the mass of the water is 250 grams. So converted to kilograms, we have 0.25 kilogram. The specific heat capacity of the water is 4,186 joules per kilogram degree Celsius, multiplied by we have 30 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the latent heat of evaporation of the water is just ano, no? So hanapin na natin dito. So we have 2.26. We have 2.26 times 10 to the 6 joules per kilogram plus specific heat capacity of the water. So again, we have 4186 joules per kilogram degrees Celsius multiplied by 50 degrees Celsius. Okay, so after computation, so the final result will give you approximately 13 grams. Okay, so dito ko lang isulat. Therefore, so the mass of the steam required to make the system reach 50 degrees Celsius must be approximately equal to 13.0 grams. No? So if you use your calculator. So let's consider this somewhat like interesting question. No? So this is not just I mean the energy is not only heat, but rather there is the inclusion of the kinetic energy. No? So, sabi dito is that we have a 3 grams lead bullet initially at 30 degrees Celsius. No? Is fired at 240 meters per second into a large block of ice at, of course, it's at 0 degrees Celsius. The question is, in which, embeds. No? So, what quantity of ice melts? Okay, so ibig sabihin, so we have here the energy coming from the bullet and it's being transferred into the ice, resulting to the ice to melt. Okay, so there is this latent heat of fusion. So the latent heat of fusion is caused by the energy coming from the bullet. So first thing first is we are going to write down what are the energies. So let's call it energy of the bullet. Okay, so we have the total energy of the bullet. So of course, alam naman natin that let's say thermodynamically, we have this bullet. So meron tayong heat of the bullet. So itong heat quantity from the bullet is actually will reduce the temperature of the bullet from 30 degrees Celsius to 0 degrees Celsius because it will heat the block that ice block that is at initially 0 degrees Celsius. So it will change its temperature. Aside from that, meron ka ding additional na energy. Anong energy na yun? Of course, it is moving at 240 meters per second. So meron kang kinetic energy. Okay? So if we're going to write down these energies, we have the mass of the copper bullet and lead bullet. So let's say lead of the PB. No? Then we have the specific capacity of the lead PB. Then delta T. Okay, so itong delta T natin, yung final temperature must reach 0 degrees Celsius minus, of course, yung initial is 30 degrees Celsius plus the kinetic energy. So we have 1/2 mass of the lead multiplied by the velocity, of course, kasi speed. No? So we have 240 meters per second, so quantity squared. Okay, so this amount of energy, I will use another color na lang. No? So this amount of energy will be converted into the latent heat of fusion. So let's call this Q sub F. So this is now equal to the mass of the ice. Okay, so itong mass ng ice natin, ito yung quantity kung ilan ang na-melt from the ice. Let's call this M sub W na lang kasi magiging water lang naman pag melts na sa magiging water. We have the latent heat fusion of the ice. So therefore, the working equation should be where's my cursor? So the working equation should be that the total energy of the bullet, okay, becomes the latent heat of fusion. So just direct substitution, no? So basically diretso lang yan, no? So we have so again by substitution, so we have mass of the water coming from the ice. Then we have the latent diffusion coefficient. Then sa kabila, we have uh, the heat of the bullet. No, lead bullets, we have MPB CP, sorry, CPB. And again, we have negative 30 degrees Celsius plus 1 half mpb v squared. So here, we are going to solving for mass of the water. So this will give us the mass of the water is just equal to we have 1 half m PV B squared minus we have MPB CPB. We have 30 degrees Celsius all over the latitude of fusion. No? So by direct substitution, we have 1 half. The mass of the bullet is 3 grams, so this is 0.003. 1, 2, 3. So kilogram multiplied by 240 degree, sorry, not degrees, but rather meter per second quantity squared minus the specific heat capacity, the mass of the mass of the lead is given by 0.003 kilogram multiplied by the specific heat capacity of the lead, which is just equal to 128 joules per kilogram degrees Celsius. We have 30 degrees Celsius all over. We have 33.3 times 10 to the 4 joules per kilogram. To the 4 ba? Okay. So yeah, 33.3 times 10 to the 4. Okay. So joules per Kelvin. So by direct substitution, so we can calculate the mass of the water converted coming from the ice to be equal to by using our calculator. So we get the amount. We have 225. I'm sorry, not 225. 0.225 grams of the ice melted from due to the impact of the bullet to the block of ice. So let's proceed to this another example. So you have a 1 mole of gas that is heated slowly so that it goes from the PV state from PI to 3PI, 3VI in such a way that the pressure is directly proportional to the volume. So the first given is that the pressure down is directly proportional to the volume. Okay, so we know that in this kind of process, the relationship can actually be written in terms of this relation. So the pressure must be directly proportional to the volume, and it is also directly proportional to the initial to this ratio. No? So you have initial pressure over the initial volume. Okay, so take note of this. So the first, how much work is done on a gas during this process. So for the first part, remember, ang tanong dito is how much work is done on. Okay, so we say done on, therefore the work is negative. So we have work is equal to negative. Again, this is the we have to integrate the pressure. We have this dV starting from initial pressure to the final initial volume to the final volume. And remember, ang final volume natin is 3 VI. Okay? So, by substituting this equation natin dito, so we can have negative, we have the integral from VI to 3 VI. We have PI over VI, we have V dV. Ilabas natin yung yung constants. In this case, we have negative B sub I over B sub I. Then we have 1 half B squared evaluated from B sub I to 3 B sub I. Then by directly apply this evaluation, so our result will give us directly we have negative pi over 2vi. We have 9b sub I squared minus v sub I, okay, quantity squared. So this is just equal to negative 9 minus 1. So we have 8, so divide to 4. We have 4 negative 4 P sub I V sub I. So this is the amount of work done during this heating process. So for the part B, so how is the temperature of the gas related to its volume during this process? Of course, we are going to assume that, not just assume what is actually given. So it is an ideal gas. Okay, so the equation for the ideal gas is, of course, we have this P, B is equal to N, the ideal gas constant T. So N is just equal to 1 because 1 mole lang. So what we're going to do is basically to solve for the temperature. Okay, so ito natin, we are just going to replace it with this equation natin. So we can have P sub I over V sub I. We have V squared is equal to N R T. Solving for the temperature kasi ang hinahanap natin is the relationship of the temperature with the volume. So we have the temperature must now be equal to, we have constant P sub I over, we have N R, this is V sub I, we have V squared. So the relationship is that um, the temperature is directly proportional to the square of the volume. Okay, so let's proceed to this another problem. No? So this is actually first law of thermodynamics. So the problem goes like this. A gas is taken through the cyclic process described in the given figures above. So the first question part is that find the net energy transferred to the system by heat during one complete cycle. And first and foremost, before we proceed, no, ang sabi kasi dito, it is a cyclic process. And we know that for a cyclic process, delta U is equal to the is equal to 0. So there is no internal energy. Again, this is always given for a cyclic process. So there is no change in the internal energies, which means that the heat can just directly be converted into work. Okay, so in this particular example, so what we have here is that from the first law, so we have from the first law, ano nga yung expression? We have from the first law, remember delta U is equal to Q plus the work done, so depending on the system or by the system. But in this case, since this is 0, so this will give us Q is equal to negative of the work. Okay? So this is just actually straightforward, no? Because we can just directly calculate the work coming from, let's say, from A to B. We can calculate the work from A to B, then B to C, then C to E. So that is actually one complete cycle. But there is actually a shortcut here, no? Because if you're going to look at this, itong figure natin, it is actually a right triangle. Okay? So we know that for a PV diagram, the the work done basically is just the area covered by this surface, no. So ito yung work done, okay, which is just directly converted into the heat. So basically ang i-calculate lang natin is the area of the triangle. So we have the area of the triangle. We have area of the triangle. So ano yung area ng triangle? So the area, so ang formula sa area ng triangle is equal to, we have 1/2, we are going to multiplied by the base. Okay, so base. So basically, ang base, ito yung base natin. No? So itong sa volume. Okay, then multiplied by the height. Okay, so ang height daw ng ating area, triangle. So ang height ng ating triangle is just this one. Okay, so again, directly we're going to use this idea, no, na area na triangle, because the area of this PV diagram is just actually work. Okay, so and I also this equal to the, this is basically equal to the heat. Okay, so by applying the formulas, we have 1/2 multiplied by the base. Ang base natin is this length, so this is 10 minus 6, so this is 4, no? 4.00 cubic meter because it is in terms of cubic meter, multiplied by the height. Yung height naman natin is ganito kahaba. So this is 8 minus 2, so this is 6, no? 6.00. So kilopascals, we have times 10 to the 3 Pascal. Okay? So by using your calculator, this will give us 12.0 times 10 to the 3 joules. No? So this is the amount of heat. So this is the amount of heat transferred to the system by heating during one complete process. Okay. So basically, this is actually work done on the system. No. So ito na calculate natin is not really the it's not really the heat, but rather this is the quantity negative of the word. Okay. So i-highlight lang natin. So that is why it becomes positive because this is negative galing from sa send dito. And remember, this is done, work done on the systems we have under negative. So that's why it will become positive work. So nakalculate natin dito, itong area na to is just actually the work. So that is why it is positive. Okay, so this is for the part A. And for the part B naman, is actually straightforward din. No? Ang kasi sabi dito is just balik rin lang yung process. So if the is reverse, so if you have this heat for this one cycle and of course for a reverse, so let's say reverse direction, so this is just equal to the negative. No? So you have 12.0 times 10 to the 3 joules kasi cyclic lang naman. So pag ibalik ka rin yung direction, so it will become negative. Okay, so that's the answer for this example. So let's now proceed to this thermodynamic process. So we have here sample ideal gas that goes through this cyclic process. No? So due to the cyclic process natin, so we have the process from A to B. So distinguish lang natin isa-isa na lang natin. No? So from A to B, dito sa process dito, this is adiabatic. Okay? So this is adiabatic process, which means that since this is adiabatic, no, so Q is equal to zero. Okay? So that there is no heat transfer during this process from going A to B. From B to C naman, from B to C, since this is a constant pressure, so this is isobaric. Okay? So from C to D, this is isothermal. So since this is an isothermal, which means that the internal change in the internal energy going from C to D is actually equal to zero because the heat and the work balances each other at constant temperature. Then dito naman, sa last part, going from D to A is still an isochoric. Okay? Sorry, so isobaric kasi it's constant pressure. So this is still isobaric. Okay, so let us now distinguish the heat involved. So sabi dito, during the isobaric from going from B to C, ang heat daw, that is, the heat is entering the system. So the heat is entering the system, which means yung heat natin dito from B to, wait lang, lakihan siguro natin, no? So dito, the heat entering from from B to C is entering, so this is positive, no? So this is 100 kilojoules. Okay? So dito naman, sa another isobaric process, so this is going from D to E, so the heat going from D to A is actually leaving, so which means that this is negative. So we have negative 150 kilojoules. So the question natin ngayon dito is determine the difference in internal energy going from A to B. So ito yung problem natin. Ang problem natin is to determine the change in internal energy going from A to B. It's very simple, going from A to B. So what is the value of this? And we know that, remember, since this is a cyclic process, note now for the cyclic process, the total change in internal energy must be zero. Okay, so the total, or this is just a change in internal energy all going through the path. So let's say from going A to B, then B to C, then B to D, then going back to A, this must be equal to zero. Okay, so ito yung gagamitin natin na relationship dito. No? So basically, ang isolve na natin is delta U total is just equal to the change in internal energy going from A to B plus the change in internal energy going from B to C plus the change in internal energy from C to D plus the change in internal energy from D B2A. This must be equal to 0. So therefore, thus, establish muna natin yung equation natin. No? So we are going to set up. Ito kasi yung, again, ito yung isolve natin. So, sorry. So this is change in internal energy going from A to B must be equal to the negative change in internal energy from B to C, negative change in internal energy from C to D, negative change in internal energy from, sorry, not B, but D to A. And we know that during the isothermal process, no, so actually, zero yan. Okay, so it will just become zero. There is no internal energy because the work and heat is balanced. Now, so isa-isay natin. Let's proceed to the, so let's proceed from this start. So let's start to starting to the path B to C. So what are the internal energy during path B to C? So we have change in internal energy is just equal to, again, B to C. So we have the work from B to C. Remember the work, the heat, I'm sorry, the heat is entering. We also have the work done. Okay. So this is now equal to the heat is entering. So this is 100 kilojoules minus, kasi again, this work done on the system. So we have the pressure. Ang pressure natin dito is, again, is okay, so this is in terms of EPF. So we have 3.00 atmospheric pressure multiply by the change in volume. So this is BC minus B sub B. Okay, so anyway, okay, direct lang natin i-substitute. So BC natin is 0.4 again in terms of cubic meter minus B sub B is 0.090 cubic meter. However, we need to convert this, I'm sorry, we need to convert this EPM into Pascal. So we know that 1 ATM is equal to 1.013 times 10 to the 5. 5 ba? 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, 5 Pascal. So, by direct substitution natin dito, so I will leave it to your calculator na lang. So, this amount of heat, again, from the change in internal energy going from B to C is just equal to, we have 100 kilojoules. The result natin dito is actually equal to 94.2 joules. So that internal energy going from B to C is just equal to 5.79, 79, 78, 78. Anyway, paki-check lang ako, kilojoules. So delta, so we have a change in internal energy from B to C. Okay? Then, kasi yung internal energy from C to D is just zero lang naman yan kasi temperature is constant, isothermal. So, let's proceed to from path D to D to A. Okay? So, from the path D to A, so the change in internal energy from D to A is now equal to the heat from, I'm sorry, from D to A. So, again, remember, this heat is actually leaving out of the system, so it's negative. So, plus the work done. So, this is now equal to, again, remember, this is negative 150 kilojoules minus the pressure. This time, ang pressure natin is 1.00 atm multiplied by, supposedly, this should be B sub A kasi yung final natin minus B sub D. Initial is the point D, so diretso lang natin. So B sub um, A is equal to 0.2 cubic meter minus we have 1.2 cubic meter. So I will leave it again, yung ATM, i-convert natin using this conversion so we can have the change in internal energy going from D to A. So this is now equal to, okay, so this is now equal to positive, negative. So using your using your calculator, so this is equal to negative 48.7 kilojoules. Check again, check lang ako. Now just direct plug, the direct plugging ito equation natin dito. Okay, so Delta, change in internal energy going from A to B is just equal to, again, negative of B to C. So we have negative 5.79 kilojoules minus, kasi negative din to, no? So kasi negative yung difference internal energy from B to A, so this is minus 48.7 kilojoules. So, but the direct result is equal to 42.9 kilojoules. Okay? So, or the result is 42.9 times 10 to the 3 joules. So, this is the internal energy from going to A, from A to